All right. All right. Let's get it going, guys. I really appreciate you all for being here on time tonight. Now, we're really excited that you're joining us either live or getting the recording. Now, most of you know who I am. Either way, if you don't, I'm SJ, and this right here is the beautiful Jenna, and we are the founders of Tradehouse Australia. So what I want you to do first off the bat is put a 1 in the chat if you are brand new and you don't know anything about trading. Let's start there. 1. Okay. Now, a lot of you are familiar, which is really amazing. There was over how many, Jenna? Like 90, 100?
100, yeah.
Yeah, over 100. Okay, cool. Over 100 have registered for this. So this is really amazing. But guys, this session has been designed to equip you with everything that you would need to make an informed and educated decision about just what trading is and whether it's the right path for you, okay? This masterclass is comprehensive, okay? It is lengthy, right? But there's a reason for that. So in the next 90 minutes, okay, we're going to be diving deep into the essentials of trading, kind of unraveling all of its complexities, but we're also going to be revealing the potential of it too. Okay, so this is much more than just a brief overview, right? It is a thorough exploration that's ultimately just been designed to just leave you with a really clear understanding of what trading involves, what it requires, and all the things. So I understand that dedicating 90 minutes might seem demanding, okay? I just want you to consider this, that if you're contemplating a skill like trading in an industry like the financial markets that has the potential to significantly alter your financial future and your life, then I'm going to put a 1 in the chat. Let's just all assume that that's worth investing an hour and a half of your damn time, okay? This masterclass, it's for those who are unsure of if it's for you. Because of all the people that are actually trading in here as well, you're also going to learn a lot as well. Okay, so if the thought of just spending 90 minutes to potentially discover a life-changing skill set doesn't excite you, then honestly, perhaps this isn't the path for you. But if you are open-minded, if you are eager to learn, if you are ready to explore, and you are open to just discovering what trading can offer, then this is the place you need to be. Okay. Now, I really want to emphasize here that the information that you may hear tonight may be overwhelming, right? That the language used may be foreign. But the important thing to remember here is every single person that is once a really good trader was once new. Okay, everyone was once hearing about this information for the very first time, which means this is a skill like any other, which means it's learnable. Okay, and my motto when I first started, especially when I was comparing myself to my mentors, was if they can do it, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. Okay, and something you will hear us say very often, that this isn't hard, it's just new, and everything is hard until it isn't. Right? I really want you to remember as we go through tonight. Let me just share my screen. Can I get a thumbs up to see my slides? Yeah, amazing. All right, guys, so welcome to the Tradehouse Australia Trading Masterclass. Now, just a disclaimer, Tradehouse Australia Pty Ltd is fundamentally an education platform offering insights, tools, education, and resources pertaining to trading and mindset. We do not operate as a financial or tax advisory firm. All material, whether written, recorded, or live, is solely for educational purposes. Neither Tradehouse Australia Pty Ltd nor its affiliates, including but not limited to Tradehouse LLC, educators, guest educators, and members, provide investment, financial, tax, or legal advice. Please do your due diligence when investing. Okay. Now, your role and what we ask from you. We're going to hold the questions until the end, right? So we obviously encourage curiosity, we encourage questions, but just to maintain the flow of the class, please save all of your questions, write them down, and we have a dedicated Q&A at the end. We just ask for respect for all presenters and fellow members on this session. Anyone who is rude, being weird, will be removed. It's not the first time we get some weirdos on our streams, so we just have to add that in there. We just encourage an openness to new perspectives. Be prepared to challenge your current understanding and viewpoints, okay? This one's really important, awareness of limiting beliefs. So I really want you to just stay alert to any self-limiting thoughts that may arise, such as this is too difficult, this isn't for me, whatever else, right? I just want you to recognize them as mere thoughts, not facts. Remember, if I can do it, she can do it, right? Every seasoned trader was once a beginner. I'm going to ask you to leave your ego at the door, okay? Because a humble and learning focused attitude is essential. Now in Tradehouse Australia, whether it's sessions like this, whether it's in our community, we all strive for a collaborative, inclusive environment that's free of the finance bro culture. Okay, we don't tolerate that. All egos should be checked at the door to foster respectful and productive learning experience. Then the last thing that I ask of you is just embrace the student mindset, right? Regardless of your background, regardless of your experience, there are some seasoned traders in here. There is always something to learn in the world of trading. Now, let's just meet Jenna and myself. Okay, so for those that don't know me, right, I am SJ. I have been in the trading world since 2015. In the past 8.5 years of my trading career, I'm a 7-figure trader. That has only happened through relentless hard work, deep commitment to the skill set. Okay. My background, I'm a trained psych. I love human behavior. Okay. I'm a coach in the industry of finance and mindset, right? And it's through, my journey through integrating my academic knowledge as well as my personal experiences and trauma counseling. I bring that into whatever it is that we do within Tradehouse. So yeah, this is Jenna. Jenna is one of my besties. Okay. She has a really cool story when it comes to trading. Back in the day, she came across me online and literally messaged me, help me, I want what you have. The rest is literally history.
Message.
It was literally her message. We should scroll back and find it because it's iconic, let's be honest. But Jenna, I can't speak highly of enough, like her dedication, her sacrifice, her commitment. Her journey is actually quite unique in the trading game. It took her 12 months of her learning this skill set, and she was actually able to quit her job. Insane. So Jenna can share about her journey a little bit later on, but we'll just keep plugging on. But anyway, we are your founders. Okay. We're very passionate. So this session agenda over the next 90 minutes, we're going to be covering what is Forex, what traders do, the participants, the psychology of the masses. We're going to be doing a bit of chart work, some basic live analysis, maybe, see how we go for time, the risks, the challenges, and the opportunity, who this is for, and then just some questions if you have any. Okay. But there's also a lot of commonly asked questions that we will answer because there just always is those ones. Now, let's just kick this off. All right. So we've made some slides, not for the whole presentation, literally just for the first 10 minutes to get this stuff out of the way. Visuals are often helpful for a lot of different learning styles. So that's why we've created this. Okay. So Forex trading, in short, it stands for the foreign exchange. So at its most fundamental level, it involves exchanging one currency for another. And the goal is to profit from the changes in the exchange rate between the two currencies. So traders, what we do is we analyze chart data, and then we decide based upon the data whether the value of one currency will rise or fall against the other. Now, if you have been overseas and you've exchanged, say, Aussie dollars for euros or US dollars, you've already participated in the foreign exchange market. We just do this online. Okay. Now, this is a $7 trillion market. We've got a daily turnover of 6.6 trillion, making this the most liquid market in the world, meaning it is the largest financial market in the world. It's the thing that keeps our lights on. Okay. So in contrast, if you want to compare this to maybe a market that you would all know, that would be the stock market, right? So the daily trading volume of all stock markets worldwide is estimated to be significantly lower. In fact, the foreign exchange market is around 200% larger, okay? So the New York Stock Exchange is one of the largest stock exchanges in the world and has a daily trading volume of around 200 billion to 300 billion. Right? Then factor in all the other ones, Tokyo, London, NAS. Okay. Now with Forex, this is a 24-hour market, 5 days a week, whereas the stocks, it's kind of a 9 to 5 vibe, right? So because it's 24-hour, 5 days a week, we've got 4 trading sessions, New York, London, Asian, and Aussie. This is what actually appeals to most people because of the accessibility and the flexibility within timeframes. So what do we do as traders, right? All we're doing is we buy and we sell currencies with the aim of making a profit, right? It involves buying one currency by simultaneously selling another currency. The value of a currency is always quoted in relation to another currency. And I've got some examples here, EUR, USD, right? So a pair consists of 2 currencies, with one being bought while the other is being simultaneously sold. The first currency in the pair is known as the base, and the second is the quoted. Now, I don't know if you can see my little blue dot, but this Euro USD, base, quote. Okay. So for example, in the currency pair Euro USD, Euro is the base, USD US is the quote currency. So when you see a price quote for a currency pair, it indicates how much of the quote currency is needed to purchase 1 unit of the base currency. So if Euro USD pair is quoted at 1.1500, it means 1 euro can be exchanged for 1.15 US dollars. Another example, the price of a Forex pair represents how much of the unit of the base currency is worth in the quote. So another example here, if Euro USD is 1.2000, it means 1 euro is worth 1.2 US dollars. Now, when it comes to buying and selling, buying, we often say, I'm long, I'm going long, right? So when traders believe that the base currency will strengthen, meaning increasing in value against the quoted currency, we are going to enter a buy position. We're going to go long, right? So for instance, buying Euro USD implies that the euro is going to strengthen in value against the US dollar. Okay. Selling means we're shorting. Okay. Now, you may have heard the movie The Big Short. I highly recommend you go and watch that because the terminology just kind of solidifies everything we're talking about. Now, if traders believe that the base currency will weaken, meaning it's going to decrease in value against the quote currency, we're going to sell, right? We're shorting the pair, which basically means selling Euro USD. We're expecting the euro to weaken against the dollar. So how do we make a profit, guys? We make profit from price movements, right? So the goal in Forex trading is to anticipate which way the exchange rate will move and to buy and sell accordingly, right? So profit is made when a trader correctly predicts, I should say analyze there, Jenna's going to kick my ass after this call, the direction of the price movement. So example, if a trader buys Euro USD at 1.2000 and the price increases to 1.2100, the trader can sell at a higher price, making a profit on the difference. If the price had decreased, the trader would face a loss. It would hit our stop loss and we would be out of the game. So why does this market exist? So as I said before, this is the market that basically keeps the lights on. It keeps the world spinning. Okay, so like I said, if you've been overseas, you've already participated in the market. So currency conversion, right? At its core, this industry exists to enable the conversion of one currency into another. This is vital for global trade and investment. So without this mechanism, buying goods, services, assets in different currencies would be significantly more complicated and inefficient. Global business operations. So companies that operate internationally need to convert currencies frequently for various purposes. Pricing and cost management, right? So Forex trading helps businesses manage costs and the risk associated with currency conversion. So by understanding and engaging in the Forex market, businesses can more accurately price their products and protect against unexpected exchanges in exchange rate. So this is why a lot of companies will charge in USD, even if they're like, that's not their base currency, okay? Speculation and hedging. This is where we kind of come into it. Traders speculate on currency movements for profit, while businesses hedge against potential losses due to currency inflation. Economic significance, right? So Forex plays a role in maintaining global financial stability and reflecting the economic health of different countries. Now, this right here is a really important part that I need you to understand. This is something that most traders don't really understand when they first come into it, okay? Is the market participants. Now, central banks, every country has them. These influence their respective currencies, values, and control monetary policy. Commercial banks, so your big four, all those guys, right? Other financial institutions, corporations, retail traders, and investors. Okay, this is where basically all of us fit into the category. Individual traders are trading on their own behalf, usually through online platforms. Hedge funds and investment managers trade large volumes for investment purposes. Now I can stop sharing my screen. So when I say market participants, right? Let's go back a bit. In the world of trading, it is not just about analyzing charts and seeing where market movements is going to go, right? It is a profound journey into one's psyche, right? It is honestly a battle of wits and someone's biases and emotions. So every single trader, whether they are a novice, whether they've been in the game for a little while, you are the type of person that knows the real challenge isn't actually the markets, is it? Right? It's yourself. So this journey of trading, it's not actually a journey just for financial gains, right? This is a journey of self-awareness, discipline, and most importantly, emotional intelligence. So this is where Jenna and I come in. This is where Tradehouse as an entity comes in, right? So I want to just welcome you all, I guess, to the realm where trading actually transcends numbers and becomes a mirror of you. Okay. So when we think about the participants of this, there are the institutional players, right? The big sharks. Okay. These guys are not just fucking swimming around creating waves. They are the whales. Okay. I want you to think of them as the whales. So every Tom and Dick and Harry, like all of us, are classified as retail traders. Okay. And what you find, if you don't know about the market participants, what you're going to find is the trader, how do I word this? The trader will find themselves swimming against the tide. Okay. Because like I just said, smart money, the institutions, right? These guys have the power, they have the resources to move the market in directions that serve their interests. Okay. But I guess the catch there is the market isn't just moving on its own, right? It is being deliberately moved by the major players. So if you think you can just come into this game with your couple $100 account and make a bit of a dent, you're thinking about this wrong. Okay. These big players, the smart money guys, right? These are the ones that are providing the liquidity, which means they are the lifeblood of the market. What we see is the majority of retail traders fail to understand this, right? So how does one not fall into that trap, right? The answer to that lies in understanding how smart money operates, right? And then by developing a trading mindset that can mirror theirs. It's about aligning strategies with their moves. So then ultimately we can just navigate the market more effectively and just increase our chances at success in trading. All right. Now, smart money, guys, has the reputation of being several steps ahead of the average retail trader. Right. So this is where maybe Jenna, I can't get my slides off my screen, but can you just share your screen and go to Google for me? And I want you to type in, how do I learn? No, don't type that in. What I want you to type in is, what percentage of traders succeed in trading? Just type that in. Okay. Now, what you'll find, and you can put a 1 in the chat if this was you, because this was certainly Jana, it was certainly I when we first started. Most people, when they begin trading, will literally go to Google and they will type in, how do I learn to trade? Right? Now, the OG Tradehouse founders have had the best mentors back in the day who really, founded the logic of smart money. In turn, that's who's mentored us over the years, and now us to you. Now, the most common strategies or education that will come up will be things like support and resistance, break and retest. Now, I understand those words mean nothing to you right now, okay? But the more important thing to know is these strategies fall into a category called retail trading. Now, most traders will start out this way unless they have learned from Tradehouse, okay? Tradehouse really was the pioneers. This is going back a decade ago with this education framework. So we are what you would call smart money traders, even though we are retail traders, we are trading smart money concepts. Okay. So the distinction between retail trading strategies and then those used by smart money, which are the institutional investors, it lies in key areas like resources, market influence, strategy. Okay. So by understanding these differences, this is what makes smart money traders superior to any other trader out there. Right? The difference between retail trading strategies and those by, say, smart money is, like I just said, resources, approach, and influence on the market, right? Now, if you go and have a look at Jenna's screen, sorry, bring that back up. There are some really important stats to understand about trading. Okay, now, like Jenna just said, in Google, the percentage is roughly 5 to 10, I think people succeed in trading. Approximately 1 to 20% of traders actually profit. Now, where it says, why do 95% of traders lose money? Can you drop down that? Here, lack of knowledge, emotional decision-making, poor risk management. These are the reasons why the majority of traders fail. Thank you, Jenna. You can stop sharing, right? So if we think about lack of experience and knowledge, insufficient risk management, emotional trading decisions, limited access to advanced information and resources, okay? They are the reasons why people fail to succeed in this. It has absolutely nothing to do with Forex. Absolutely. So can we just agree that it's absolutely nothing to do with the industry, everything to do with the individual who is coming onto the charts? Okay. Now, obviously, while technical skills and strategies are important, the psychological aspect of a trader is going to be the thing that determines a trader's ability to effectively implement said strategy. Okay. And given access to the markets, right? Meaning anyone can actually go and open chuck $100 in a broker account and give it a go. Okay. If we think about, not to insult anyone, but if we think about the average human out there, most people would enter this industry with a get rich quick kind of mindset, wouldn't they? Okay. Because of Lambos on Instagram. Social media has been the worst thing to happen to trading, but anyway. But if we do think about the average person, they usually lack emotional intelligence, right? And they wouldn't understand the importance of psychology, which then means that the markets that we're trading are heavily driven off human emotion. This is why we say trading is 90% mindset, 10% skill, right? Trading involves a high stress environment in a roundabout way, but also a lot of emotional volatility, right? So the ability to actually manage emotions like fear, like greed, frustration is going to be the essential thing that's going to help you make rational decisions when on the charts, because successful trading, it requires the discipline to follow a strategy, right? Even when it's tempting to deviate, it is the discipline in following your rules, right? And in trading, you don't have a boss, guys. You don't have anyone telling you what to do, what to wear, when to show up, when you can take a piss, when you can eat. You are on your own accord, which means if you don't follow your own rules that you set for yourself, success will be elusive. Okay? There's a reason Jenna and I will say we can teach chart work to a 5-year-old. Okay? Because it's true. The chart work is actually the easy part. And Jenna will show you that in a second. It is your mind that is going to roll you every single time if you don't develop it, right? So in essence, the charts and trading, it really is a big mirror for your everyday life behaviors. It's going to show you where you're impatient. It's going to show you where you're greedy, where your fears are, right? So trading psychology, it's the way you approach. It is the way you think. It's the way you feel about the markets and your trades. And it'll be the thing that affects your behavior in the market, which then affects your performance in trading. Okay, so apart from the technical chart work, apart from risk management, what really matters and what's going to determine whether or not you become a part of that Google statistic that we all just saw and someone who makes insane money is going to be your psychology. Okay, now, Jenna, I'm going to throw it to you and we're going to have a bit of an interaction. So get your keyboard out. Jenna, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenna, for those that don't know me and for those joining the recording. So just like SJ said before, a little bit about myself. I'm 33 years old. I'm a single mum of 2. I started learning to trade back in October 2018. I was working full time. I was the definition of time poor. Could have used every excuse under the sun, but didn't. And instead of using those excuses of not to learn this and not to do it, I use them as my why and why I need to do it, why I should do it. And let me tell you, just flipping my mindset that way made getting up for work a lot easier because I knew I was working towards something. And now the 9-to-5 rat race was temporary. So that made, like I said, getting up and having to catch the train a lot easier, right? So yeah, October 2018 was when I started, and December 2019 was when I was able to quit my job and go all in with SJ in regards to trading and building Tradehouse Australia and the reputation, as I'd already started building my own reputation with education and mentorship within that space. So October 2020, I then became funded. For those that don't know, becoming funded is trading with a prop firm, with a prop firm's capital, and we receive obviously 80-20 profit splits, sometimes 90-10, depending on the prop firm. So that's definitely the route that we encourage, because we don't encourage risking your own money when you don't need to. So yeah, that was like the time frame essentially, and then SJ and myself finally decided to launch Tradehouse Australia Pty Ltd independently October this year, which has been a huge success, and we are just absolutely like so excited all the time with what's happening and with our community. So not only am I a trader, I am also an educator and mentor, which is what lights me up the most. Educating and mentoring and being a part of your success, not necessarily just with, you know, potentially you guys becoming consistently profitable, but your breakthroughs as well, personally on a development level. And I don't think, for those that might not be aware of the space and the personal development space and anything like that, but it's quite like magic with witnessing someone believe in themselves for the first time. And that's what SJ and I get to experience on a daily basis within Tradehouse Australia, because a lot of people come into this fearful, with doubt, you know, all of the normal stuff when you're trying something new, and can I do it? And is this, you know, is this for me, and all of this stuff. And, you know, when you really get to see someone believe in themselves for the first time, like, holy shit, I can do this. Holy shit, I understand this. Holy shit, it makes sense now. Like that, like there's no words for it. So educating and mentoring is where my heart lies. Trading, you know, is obviously just a byproduct of that. Like it evolved into so much more for me, but that's me in a nutshell. So hi, welcome. And now I'm just going to do some really basic chart work with you guys. Nothing too scary. I know I say that because I know what I'm talking about. But I do want to reassure you guys, we, like SJ said, we were all once new to this. We were all beginners. We all thought, what the fuck? I can't, like, what is this? We all were there. So like SJ was just saying, if you can do it, I can do it, vice versa, etc. So let me just share my screen. So yeah, I'm gonna do some interactive stuff as well. So for those, oh, thanks, Matt. I love that. Thanks, Matt. Matt's one of my students, and he's just an absolute gem. So what I'll do, just as a disclaimer for everybody, for those that are actually already enrolled in Tradehouse Australia, please don't answer these questions. Leave it for the people that are brand new. I know there's only a few on here. Most are going to be catching the recording due to their shift work and whatnot. But yeah, for the newbies, like brand new to trading, this is for you guys to really interact and build up a little bit of confidence that it's not as scary as what you may or may not think, right? So can everybody see my screen? Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right. So my little saying, it's not hard, it's just new. It's like my favorite saying. So what you're looking at here is market structure in a nutshell. Now, this might, like I said, like a lot of this is going to go over your head because you don't know what this is. It's brand new. You're like, holy crap, what the hell, right? But I'm going to give you a really basic breakdown. So what you're looking at the moment is my Picasso drawing of market structure. Okay, and what market structure is essentially trading ranges within the market environment of how we determine whether the market environment is bullish, which means we're looking for buys, or if it's bearish, which means we're looking for sells. Okay, so we're able to identify that by market structure and identifying higher lows and higher highs, and lower highs and lower lows, right? So really basic. You can see here, well, if you can't, I'm going to show you. Watch my mouse, follow along. We've got a higher low because it was higher than this low. Okay, we've got a higher low, and now we've got a higher high because it was higher than this high. That's a trading range now. Okay, then we come back down. We've got another higher low because it was higher than this higher low, and then we've got a higher high, which is now higher than this range. Now that's breaking that structure. So now we've got a new trading range, right? Is everybody following along? For my newbies, just drop a 1 in the chat. For my brand newbies that have never seen a chart or traded before. 1, beautiful. So now we're doing the same thing on the opposite side. So in this environment, because we're going up, what environment would we be in? Would we be in a bullish environment or a bearish environment? So bullish, we're going up, and bearish, we're going down. So which environment would we be if we're looking at a higher low and a higher high? Bullish. Exactly. Great. That's awesome. I love it. So now we're looking on the flip side, right? You can see we have a lower low, lower high, lower low. So our trading range, we've got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So in this environment, would we be bullish or bearish if we're going down? Bearish, exactly. I love that. So that's the basic example of market structure. It's not as scary as you once thought now, is it? Like I'd like to hope that I have wiped some fear out of your guys' minds when it comes to some of the terminology that I've just said in market structure. Are we all following along okay? Drop a 1, all my brand new newbies. Beautiful. Awesome. So now, most of you would have heard the term buy low, sell high. That's just a standard terminology in trading, investing, TV shows, the news, all of that. Have you all heard of that? Buy low, sell high? Yeah. Now, if it was that easy, we'd all be billionaires, wouldn't we? We'd all be billionaires. We really would. So this is where education and mentorship comes in, because it's not that easy, but I will show you the concept of why that is applicable to trading and the investment world, right? So in this scenario, you can see we've got a higher low and a higher high, right? If we are to buy low, would we be looking to buy at the orange circle, the green circle, or the red circle? Or between the green and red, either or? Yep, red, exactly. So green and red, obviously we're buying low, so either or. But yes, essentially the most ideal prime location would be the red, right? Because we want to buy low. So the same thing for this trading range now, because we broke that high. Would we be looking to buy at the orange circle, the green circle, or the red circle if we're wanting to buy and go long? Which one? Orange, green, or red? Orange, correct, right? So that is the terminology of buy low, sell high, because we don't want to buy up here when we want to go up, right? We want to buy low in our trading range, right? So now let's flip to the bearish side, right? Meaning we're going down. If we want to sell because we anticipate the market to go down, do we want to sell at the black circle, at the blue circle, or the purple circle? Which one? Purple, exactly, because we want to sell high. We want to get the best price, right? So what about in this trading range? Do we want to sell at the black circle, the purple circle, or the blue circle? Yes, the black, because we're selling high, right? So that is literally the basic concepts of buy low, sell high, and market structure. Now, that doesn't mean you just go into the charts and be like, well, it's high, I'm just going to sell it, and it's low, I'm just going to buy it. There's obviously a lot more that goes into trading, but this really is the basics of the market structure overall, as far as higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, bullish environment, bearish environment, right? So moving on, this is a chart, right? Now, when I first started, team, I thought this was a heart rate monitor, and I said, what the fuck have I got myself into? Because there's no way that I'm going to be able to determine whether that is going up or down, because it's going in every direction with what I'm looking at right now. We've got up, we've got down, we've got sideways. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that was my thought process. Literally said to SJ, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is this? Like, how the hell? Like, just all of the thoughts that you could think of, right? It was me. All right. But I just want to show you. And that all I got from SJ was sink or swim, Del. sink or swim, baby. Off you go, figure it out. So I just want to let you guys know, just to give you a heads up, what SJ and I have created for you guys is like step by step. Like I'm talking the nitty gritty step by step, like from the perspective of what I would have wanted as a beginner and what SJ would have wanted as a beginner. Like I'm talking, there's not, the I's and the T's are crossed and dotted, team. There's not like, no stone left unturned. All right. So you've got it in the bag. Now, a chart, right? Although overwhelming to look at initially, we all understand that. It's not as scary as it looks. Some of you might already be able to determine market structure just by looking at that. All right. Some of you might not yet. That's okay. Right. Next slide. Now that I've drawn it out for you, it's not as scary, is it? Can I get a 1 in the chat for my newbies? They're not as scared now that I've drawn it out. Right. So you can see here, we've got the higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Really not that scary now that we've got it drawn out and laid out in front of us, right? So I want to know if some of you can already identify what a break of structure would be. Can just say yes if you can identify a break of structure here. And then when I flick to the next side, you'll see if you got it right. Let me just make sure it's the right chart. No, it's this chart. Did you get it right? You did? So you're telling me people that have never looked at a chart before got a break of structure correct? Is that what I'm hearing? Are you kidding me? It's not that scary, is it? It really isn't, right? I know you're all chilling right now. You'll be like, oh, I got this in the bag. All right, so moving back. Now that we've got the chart work up, right? We've got my circles back. We're ready to go. So we've got a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So as you can see, with each break of structure, essentially new trading range, market what we call retraces part of that range, that move to continue going up, because the market's not just going to go up and down. If it was, life would be cruising. We just press up, down. It doesn't work that way, right? So as you can see, blue, orange, red. For this retracement to get a buy, because we're having a higher low, higher high, and we've got a bullish trading range, right? Would we be looking to buy at the blue circle, orange circle, or red circle? Red, because we want to buy low, team. We want to buy low, right? Then off we go again. Break of structure, new trading range. Let's move on. We're onto this trading range now. We're having a retracement, meaning market is retracing that move and correcting any essentially unhealthy price action. You won't know what that means. You will learn that. It's not hard. It's just new. So just follow along, right? Blue, red, orange. Where are we buying at? Blue. Team. SJ, I think they're right. All right. So it's like, it's as simple and as basic as I'm breaking it down. I'm telling you, when I say the chart work is the most simple, we're not lying. The consistency that you want to seek in these markets is in here, not on the charts. Again, you'll learn that. That'll make sense when you understand what's happening as a whole. All right, moving on. So let's go to market structure for the bearish side. Again, same thing. We've identified a break of structure. I've got my green circle, my purple circle, and my red circle. I'm in a bearish environment now, so I'm anticipating the market to go down. Will I be looking to sell at the purple circle, the red circle, or the green circle? Or in between a bit of both, purple, green, you know. Sometimes we don't get what we want specifically at right circle, but essentially greenish purple, yes, right, because we want to sell high, right? Perfect. Like, hello, you're going to cruise through this. Cruise through it. So we've identified the break of structure. Moving on to the next one. Blank chart, heart rate monitor. I totally get it. But can everybody see what environment are we in now without my lines? Just give it a go. Just give it a go. Give it a red hot go. What environment are we in without my lines? I know you can do it. Bearish. Exactly. Exactly. Because we've got lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Can anybody see a break of structure just by eyeing off a blank chart? Oh, don't worry about the months. Just yes or no. Can you identify a break of structure? Samantha, you're way too advanced for us already. Okay, cool. Perfect. Now, are you guys telling me that you're looking at a blank chart and can already identify a break of structure? So anybody who says that they can't do this is literally lying. I'm just saying. All right. So moving on, we can see my lines. Did everybody identify what I just marked out? Yes. And for the recording, I'm expecting the same interaction, even though nobody's going to be talking to you. Like, just do it. I'm expecting the same interaction. Like, don't be lazy. All right, perfect. Now, did everybody get the break of structure correct? Okay, for the recording purposes, everybody got the break of structure correct. So I don't know. I mean, I think that tells you guys have got in the bag. I'm just saying. So it's not as scary as it looks, is it? Is it scary anymore? Or is it like, okay, actually, you know, I can see what's happening. I can follow along. I'm all right. Can I get a 1 in the chat for I'm all right, I'm surviving? 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Nobody should be not dropping a 1, I'm telling you. So that was the basics of market structure and some price action and some buy low, sell high terminology. Now, because you guys have just learned that does not mean that you guys just get to go on the financial markets on TradingView and be like, I'm just going to buy low, sell high. I'm just going to draw 2 lines, find a high, high and a high low, and I'm just going to buy it. Like, guys, if it was that simple, do you think that we would be like billionaires by now? I think so. In a $7 trillion a day market, I think we'd be hitting the T's, don't you, SJ? If it was that simple, I think we'd be hitting the T's. Really?
We're close, baby. We're close.
Close. So obviously there's a lot more involved in regards to buying and selling in the foreign exchange market. We have a full comprehensive confirmation checklist, trading plans, analysis, top-down analysis, all of that stuff, right? It's everybody likes to hype up trading, buy low, sell high. Like, okay, thanks, Captain Obvious. Like, but how do we buy low? How do we sell high? That's where we come in, right? That's where we come in and we show you how to buy low and sell high within the markets, all right? So don't just think you can just go onto TradingView and be like, yeah, this will do, off we go, right? Doesn't quite work that way. We wish it did though. So moving on, risk to reward, right? Really, really important thing for you guys to understand. And yes, you read this right. You can lose more than you win and still be consistently profitable. That's 100% the way we trade, right? And what you'll find, like, you know, when you get free education and YouTube and how to trade, there's really no risk to reward and it's very, very stressful, right? So what I'm going to explain to you and do some just quick math with you guys, just to show you the importance of risk to reward and why we apply it and how we apply it essentially. So what this means is 1 to 3 risk to reward. So we in this example are risking 1% of our account to gain 3%, right? We're risking 1% to gain 3% because based off of our confirmations, trading plan, an analysis as a whole, we have determined this is worth the risk to reward, right? This trade idea, because it meets all of our criteria. And no, the criteria is not what I just showed you on the charts. All right, so don't get ahead of yourself. It has a little bit to do with it, but it's not the whole criteria. All right, so we've determined this meets our criteria. It's worth 1 to 3 risk to reward. We're gonna write it out. We're gonna take it, right? Over here, we've got 1 to 1, which means we're risking 1% to gain 1%. Who in the hell wants to do that? Does anyone want to do that just by saying that out loud, even if you don't know what risk to reward is? Just saying it. Risking 1% to gain 1%. Does that sound inviting? Yes or no? Does it sound inviting? It doesn't, does it? It's like, oh my, like the stress. To be profitable, you'd have to win every trade. Do you think every trader wins every trade? Ever? No, not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. So imagine taking 1-to-1 trades and thinking you're killing it. Like you're not, mate. Because one wrong trade, you're out. You're out of here, right? So we want to think logically, right? Let's put it into perspective. If we lost all of these 1-to-1 trades, we would lose 3% altogether, right? So in order to gain 3%, we would have to win 3 trades, right? If we lost all of these 3 trades, we would lose 3%. But we would only have to win 1 trade to be back at break even. That sounds more logical, doesn't it? Right? Let's put it into perspective. 2 losses and 1 win. You can win, you can lose more and win and still be profitable. We've lost 2% and then we win our next trade, which is 3% profit. We've not only wiped the losses out, but we're now also 1% in profit. So that, my friends, is risk to reward. And we do not teach anything less 1 to 3 than 1 to 3. If it's anything less than 1 to 3, it's not a trade. Let's move on. There's no trade. All right. So does everybody understand that concept and why risk to reward is so important? Now, I just want to stress to you guys, if you don't have risk management and proper risk to reward, you are gambling, not trading. Okay, there's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. If you don't have a trading plan, if you don't have a criteria that you need to follow, aka business plan / trading plan, because you are essentially your business and your boss in this market, you're gambling. You are not trading. Those are 2 very different things. I know social media and, you know, the naysayers may be like, oh, trading's just another form of gambling. It's not, because I'm making calculated decisions. I've done my research. I've done my education. I've analyzed what I need to analyze. It's met my criteria. The risk to reward is there, etc. Right? It's not, it's a calculated risk. It's a calculated decision, and it's worth the risk to reward. Versus, I'll give it a red hot go. Buy, sell. Looks high enough, I'm going to sell it. Looks high, it looks low enough, I'm going to buy it. Good luck. Right? That is gambling. So I need you guys to understand that, and I really want to stress the importance of risk to reward and developing a trading plan around your confirmations, criteria, and everything like that. And obviously you're able to do that with all of the education and mentorship you get throughout. Okay. But on the flip side of it, just adding on to what SJ was saying, is this is 90% psychology, 10% skill. And I know that a lot of you might go over your heads right now. It might not really sink in, because obviously in the beginning, you are going to sacrifice a lot of time for the charts, because you're trying to understand and learn the concepts and be competent enough to be able to trade, right? And then the psychology and so on and so forth. So a real thing that we like to say to our students is, the person you are now is not the person that is going to get you to where you need to be. Because if it was, you'd already have it. So I want you to think about that for a second. The person you are now coming into this, joining Tradehouse Australia, is not the person that's going to get you to where you need to be or the results that you want. Right? You're literally going to be shedding yourself to be able to grow and develop into the person you need to be to have what you want. All right. And that's the psychology side of things. So again, a lot of people, you know, you may hear in the social media realm predicting what's going to happen, predict this, or I know this, I know that. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't, Del. Nobody knows what's going to happen next in trading. Not even us. I tell you what's going to happen next. The market's going to go up or down. That's what's going to happen next. Tell you what, right? Based on my analysis, I have a higher probability of being on the right side of the market, but I could have everything tick, 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 and still lose. And that's okay, right? Because risk to reward and being in a probabilistic environment, it's all part of it. I've got to let it play out. I've got to ride the wave. Okay. So anytime you hear someone say predicting, oh, I knew this was going to happen. No, you didn't. You didn't. You just ended up on the right side of the market at the right time. Right? That's what that's the truth. Nobody can predict what's going to happen next unless you're a market maker actually pressing the buttons and putting the volume and liquidity into the market. And I don't believe anyone on this call has trillions of dollars to be able to actually move a price bar. So nobody that you see in the, you know, hype space is actually predicting what's going to happen next. That's all cap, right? We anticipate what's going to happen next. We speculate based off pattern recognition, history, repetition, all of that stuff, right? Plus our trading plans, confirmations, all that good stuff, all right? So I've got some notes here. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything. So yeah, basically that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I guess I do just want to stress that we are very aware there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of BS around trading and get rich quick and all that. It is all BS. Trading is a skill set. So we really obviously encourage you guys to give it the respect it deserves, like any other skill set, and give yourself the grace and respect you deserve to be a beginner at something. All right? Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 makes no sense. We're just going to use that as motivation to know that they once started knowing nothing and look where they are, right? And again, if trading was just about drawing lines on the markets, on the charts, everybody would do it. But it's not. Like SJ just said about the statistic, if it was that easy, that statistic wouldn't exist. So there's obviously education, mentorship, and the skill set and a lot of other things that go into becoming a competent and independent trader, right? Nobody is going to guarantee you profits. Nobody's going to do that. If anybody does that, run. They're full of it, right? We're not here to sell you a pipe dream. We're not here to sell you a get rich quick scheme. None of that, because it ain't that. It's hard work and grit, and the grind isn't pretty, but it's worth it. Right? That's the be all and end all. And, you know, there's a saying that I love, that trading is just personal development with the potential of a paycheck. It really is. I'm telling you, the person you are now is not the person you're going to be when you have the results you desire. And that may go over your head right now, but as soon as you join us and check your ego out the door, you will be like, holy shit. All right? In a good way, in the best possible way. Just ask the team. Everybody, you can just drop a little comment in the chat about relating to that. So that's pretty much it from me. Obviously, if you have any questions at the end for our Q&A, I'll be happy to answer you guys. I'm going to throw it back to SJ. I don't believe I missed anything, SJ. She'll certainly tell me if I did. Is there anything I missed?
No, you did an awesome job explaining all of that. Just to you know, to sum up that really beautifully, obviously, guys, you know, it's important to understand in the market, right? For every buyer, there must be a seller and vice versa. So what we're, in terms of the smart money concepts, right? Obviously, we are not banks. Okay. Smart money concepts is not trading like the banks or the institutions. Okay. To keep it really simple, smart money traders, we're not trading like the banks or the big, large participants. What we're actually doing is we have because of our awareness, right? We have a perspective, we have an interpretation of how we believe the big players are going to move. Okay. And it's this viewpoint, I guess, that helps us as smart money traders make sense of the market movement. Okay. And any strategy that's not this, you are what we call liquidity. You are essentially what the banks, the big dogs, the sharks are essentially hunting, right? It's money in the market. So smart money, I guess it's just a theory that is just proven extremely effective, for so many traders, our mentors included, and its underlying principles are solidly grounded in logic. Okay, so it's pretty damn cool what we're doing. But I think to tap onto the end of what Jenna just said there, like trading is so fucking cool. Like there's the most normal, generic questions we get asked is, how long is it going to take me? How much money can be made? When am I going to start making money? That's really on you, okay? Because trading is actually really simple, but for the most part, we are the ones that make it really complicated. Okay, so the things that I fucking love about trading, sorry, I swear like a truckie. If that's not your style, then not your mentors.
We both do.
Not your mentors.
How you said that. Sorry to cut you off, but you're like, how much money can I make? How long is it going to take? And you were just like, it's a you problem.
Yeah.
Not a
problem. It is 100% a you problem, right? And just to speak to that, I guess, Jenna took her a year, right? I quit my job 6 months into learning, but it was too premature. We actually recommend keeping your job and having a steady income when you learn, because one thing you got to understand is trading is not to pay your bills. That is what jobs exist for, right? Trading is here for wealth creation. That's the mindset that you got to view this skill set as. So, the things that I really love about it, aside from the, the money, the time freedom, beyond the financial gains, trading actually teaches us the value of money, right? Because it's actually not about how much you earn. Okay. It's about how wisely you manage, keep, grow it, invest it. Okay. It's about understanding the power of compounding. You're not making a trade withdrawing, paying my rent, right? We're not doing that. Okay, it's teaching you the power of compound. And if you don't know the power of compound, I just need you to go to Google and type in compound effect, right? And get the little calculator. Would you want a penny doubled every day or $1 million up front? You want a penny doubled every day. Okay, this is the art of making your money work for you, right? The second thing I really love about it is the fact that there's obviously no one telling you how much you can earn. There's no governing body telling you, this skill set, this trade is worth $25 an hour, $45 an hour, and then you're capped, right? This skill set, exactly what Jenna said, it's a you thing. It's completely dependent on you. But in saying that, you've also got to understand the market doesn't owe you anything. This is a realm of probabilities, not certainties. Mm-hmm. It is a realm of probabilities. Okay. That to me is so exciting. Okay. So in this kind of unpredictable realm, right? A trader's mindset, right? How we perceive risk, how we handle losses, how your ego handles losses, right? How you manage emotions. That is going to be the thing that becomes a trader's most potent weapon in this journey. Okay. But what I see separates the seasoned traders from the rest, right, isn't their ability to read the charts. It's actually in their skill of reading themselves. Okay, know yourself, know the market. Okay, it's recognizing when your emotions are driving your decisions. It's understanding when you're feeling some kind of way and you've actually got to take a step back, right, to reassess and then act from a place of clarity. Okay, so I guess in essence, a real trade isn't happening on the screens. You may be looking at charts, whatever colors you got going on, making them all pretty. It's all unfolding within a trader's mind. Okay. So it's really about mastering this internal trade, right? It's understanding one's psychological landscape. Okay. That to me is actually the key to consistent long-term success. And I believe everyone should learn this skill set. Right. But I also believe that not everyone can, because they're not willing.
Yeah.
Period. I've never met a single person who couldn't learn this, but I've met a ton of people with flared egos and pussy bitch attitudes that can't hack it. Did I just say that?
We did. You did.
Right? This isn't just a profession to us. Like, this is literally a life lesson wrapped in candlesticks and market analysis. Okay. It's the skills that you get to sharpen. It's the mindset that you cultivate. Those things don't just stay here at your computer on the charts. What you learn from trading is going to seep into every facet of life.
Everything you do.
Yeah. It'll transform your money mindset. It's going to transform how you face challenges. It's going to expose everything about yourself, shows you where you're impatient, where you're greedy, where you experience FOMO, where you experience envy, jealousy, right? If you're not willing to do that, I should say, if you're willing to do that, then your whole life will goddamn change because of it, right? Because trading, it's going to broaden the horizon. It's going to make you more attuned to global events, economic shifts, right? Geopolitics, right? This is going to give you a world, just a unique lens to view the world. Okay. It's a lens where people see opportunity, where others see challenges. Okay. It's a recession-proof skill set. I want you to think back the last couple of years. What happened? Have we forgotten? Have we fucking forgotten? We don't have to go down memory lane right now, but let's just say some people were financially fucked. And there's actually a few people on here, right? 3 of you that I used to work in restaurants with that knew me then and know me now. Okay, powerful. If you guys take this on and you take this shit seriously, you will thrive. You will thrive.
Just to add on that, just to add on what you were saying, SJ, about trading, quitting your job prematurely, I can't speak, and anything like that, is trading should never be your only income. It can be the income where you earn the most, but it should never be relied upon to survive. Because trading is, like we said, it's a mindset, right? And if you are relying on a trade to pay your bills, you're not a disciplined trader. You're emotional and you're attached to that trade, right? That's not a probabilistic environment, right? You are going to fail miserably. Telling you now, you will not survive if trading is your only income. Only, right? So understand that, we understand essentially that, people will learn to trade. They may not be passionate about trading like we are, in a sense of, I fell in love with the skill set, then I fell in love with educating, mentoring, and it just blossomed and bloomed into this beautiful thing that we have now and this incredible community. It may not do that for other people, and that's totally fine. But trading doesn't have to be your passion, but it's a vehicle to be able to fund your passion. It's a vehicle to be able to do more of what you love, right? That's the way you've got to look at it. So as a hypothetical, right, you learn to trade, you're starting to see some success. Now you can reduce your work hours to part-time. So you're not overloading yourself. You're spending more time on doing things that you like and enjoy, and you're getting time freedom back. But because you have multiple streams of income, you're able to remain disciplined in trading. Do you see the difference there? It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not one trade and I'm out, see ya, peace, off to the Bahamas. You know what I mean? Like that's not the vibe, guys. We want sustainability, right? Not the hype. So remember that it doesn't have to be your passion, but it's a vehicle to fund what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And you might not have a niche right now. You might not have a special talent or a certain passion like painting or I don't know, whatever. like make it, who knows, whatever, right? You might just be passionate about having time for yourself and time to go and see family and friends. That's fine. But so use that as your why, right? Really focus on that. If you don't have a strong why, you're not going to last. That's a big thing, right? And we stress that. If money is your only motivator in trading, this is not for you, because as soon as you hit a losing streak, you're out, because money is your only motivator. You don't have a why. All right. And that's one big thing that we get everybody to do upon enrollment is find their why. And you might not know it straight away. It's not a, 30-second task, or sometimes it's days, weeks for people to really figure it out and dive deep. But when you have that why, that's what will keep you showing up. All right. So remember, it's you versus you, not you versus the markets. It's you versus you every single time. That was my little spiel. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Guys, do we have any questions? If you are on the recording and have any questions, by all means, just hit reply to the email that the recording comes to, and we will answer them. But if you don't have any questions, we really hope that you have enjoyed this overview. Even if you're seasoned, hope you've learned something, even just about the industry. Something Jenna and I really notice with traders is they come in and they're so quick to get to the strategy and how to make money, yet they skip the whole basics of what trading even is. They don't even know what the industry is. They don't even know who's trading in it. And yet they're expecting to make bank. Like, know your industry, guys, right? SJ, what was it about pre-trading Jenna that allowed her to become successful? She was relentless. She called me probably over 100 times crying, not going to lie, but she doesn't have an ounce of quit in her. She does not have a single ounce of quit in her. That's what made her successful. And you know what's really friggin' funny? She's a single mom of 2 working full time. And the story I usually tell is she was like borderline homeless and living on the street. But
I don't know why she does that. She just dramatizes my story so much. Like, she was borderline homeless.
Everyone loves an underdog, right? No, I think the thing that
I was not, by the way. I was not. I was just working full time, living week to week, like majority of people, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah. So the thing that I think, I don't believe in the whole everyone has 24 hours in a day. I genuinely don't believe that, because someone who's single, lives at home, has no independence, has, doesn't even pay fucking rent, whatever, is in a completely different situation and has certainly 24 hours in a day than someone who is a single parent, right? Jenna's times on her charts, there was multiple times over the years where we've probably, like, I remember when I went into the whole restaurant thing, I remember crying to Jenna and being just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I was in such a good position and now my attention's just been diverted because I was making very good money with trading and my attention was diverted and I was just burnt the fuck out. And Jenna's like, you need to leave. Right. And so we had that conversation. There were times where Jenna's called me crying because her sleep patterns were fucked up because of how she had to manage the kids, get on the charts. She would power nap at like 10, get up for New York, right? Then get up for the kids in the morning. The girl that you see here with Jenna was the most relentless son of a bitch I've ever met. Right? She figured it out and made it happen. Within 12 months, guys, she quit her job. And it's not to compare Jenna with anyone, but there's people that have been in the game for like 3 years that are just pussyfooting around, 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. They're too comfortable with their job. See, this is what happens, right? The thing with trading, this is not immediate, right? It'll pay you more than anything else in this goddamn world, but it is not immediate. And we live in a society that is literally a click and collect world, right? Instant gratification. We live in a world that has a microwave mentality. Okay. So if you have a job that keeps you that's paying you your bills, right? Maybe they con you into a bit of overtime because it's better money, whatever it is, right? You're getting fed that instant gratification, which means the value of trading and the importance of trading is going to go down because the immediate return is not there. Whereas when you see people like me, right, when I first started this back in 2015, I was on the bones of my ass. I had every extension plan possible on every bill. I had 3 months of rental arrears. I had house evictions. That was my situation when I started this, right? My dogs were eating better food than me. I was also a single mom of 2.
Can I also add to what SJ is saying is like obviously that my story is a bit different to hers, but SJ was also the equivalent of time poor. Like not only did she have all of that, but she was also a full-time carer for her sick mother at the time, working full-time in a retail job that was paying like $400, $500 a week. Like it was shit. Like we both had, you know, different responsibilities and different demands that demanded our time. So I think obviously you were asking the question to SJ, Carly, but I do want to make it very clear that we sacrificed a lot, right? And we don't expect everyone to make the same sacrifices we made, essentially, because everybody is different. Everybody has different priorities. Everybody has different visions for their life, and that's fine. But we want you to understand that this will take sacrifice, right? Just because SJ got it in 6 months and it all clicked for me in 12 months and all of that stuff doesn't mean that's your time period. If it takes you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, that's fine. Because this is a long game, guys. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Like there's no end date here. There's no cap. So what are you rushing for? What are you like? Why do we have a time limit, right? For me personally, I chose to make all of those sacrifices to speed up my progress because I was just in a very hungry and bad place in a sense of what I was doing with my life. Like I just hated, like with every bone in my body, hated going to work. It was so hard for me to get up in the morning because I just dreaded going to work. I dreaded doing it. I dreaded sitting in a cubicle staring at a computer all day. I dreaded it. So when I found SJ and when I found trading, I sacrificed everything that I could. Time, social life, everything. And I just locked in. That was it. From 8 p.m., from 8:30 to 12:30, I was on the charts. By about 1 a.m., I was falling asleep, back up at 6 a.m. As soon as I was on the train for my hour train ride, I was studying. Lunch break, studying. Even at work, when I got the free time, studying. On the train ride home, studying. Get the kids sorted. Put them to bed. Back on the charts. Like, I sacrificed everything. Social life, none. Gone. See ya. I'm busy. Done. Because I wanted out, and I wanted out fast. That's the difference. It's not about you guys getting it done in 12 months, getting it done in 6 months. No, that's not it. It's just my personal journey and where I was at when I started. I wanted out. Otherwise, it was just a self-destructing path and I was just miserable. So as soon as I found trading, as soon as I found SJ, the next day, when I pressed enroll, could I afford to enroll? No. Click the credit card, fucking figure it out later, done, right? As we all do. Don't follow, that's not financial advice. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you my story. It's like, can I afford? Because we get the whole, I can't afford it. It's like, neither can I. But here I am. Neither of us could afford to learn, but we fucking figured it out, right? Because we knew it was a ticket. It was our highway out of here. Literally, we just knew. So that was the mentality. Like, and then I swear to God, guys, I enrolled that night when I messaged her. And the next day I woke up so light. Everything just lifted off my shoulders. I'd never seen a chart. I'd never seen a chart yet, right? The fact that I committed to something that had the potential to change my situation changed everything for me. So
I think for us, it's always been this. We don't give out, like Jenna and I didn't give ourselves I'll give this a go and then, see what happens. It was never that. It was like, this is our plan A, fucking burn the boat for plan B. There is no plan B. It's this or this.
Yeah.
Because we had seen it, how I first heard about trading, guys. I had a friend in Santa Monica. His housemate was at college driving like a super fancy car. And I was like, shouldn't he be fucking broke? Like Americans usually like broke. Aren't you broke? Anyway, his father was a trader. His father taught him growing up. Like, what a skill set to teach your kids, right? So for that was my intro. I learned from books, YouTube. I was on fucking YouTube University, Google first. I made no traction. And that's when I linked up with the Tradehouse boys out in Dallas, right? For Jenna, Jenna and I laugh about this all the time. Jenna would send me charts and would ask me questions. And I'm like, you're rushing. You shouldn't be asking that question right now. Like, I know where, like, the thing is, whoever learns by the questions they ask, we know if you've skipped and we know if you're not following the blueprint by the questions you ask. And so those in the Discord, you guys just know, you guys get fucking spoon fed. Jenna got none of that from me, right? Jenna would ask me questions. I'm like, you shouldn't be asking that yet. Stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. And I think that's, when I say to, when we, joked before sink or swim, that's literally how I treated Jenna.
You guys don't even know how good you've got it. Don't even know. I was like proper, like sink or swim, figure it out, come back to me.
Yeah.
And I was, well, I gotta fucking figure it out because I don't have a plan B. So I've got to do it. And she knew that, obviously. So that's why she would be so tough on me. But we really spoon feed you guys. We could be very cutthroat, but we're not, because we
love you guys. In the chat. Now, if you love your job, great. That's amazing. Like we said before, you shouldn't be in a rush to quit your job anyway. And we've actually got plenty of traders that really love their job. And this is literally wealth creation, right? So perfect. What if you're not in the best, strongest emotional state at the moment? I mean, look, my advice to this initially is you're always going to have things in life that's going to throw you. Right. But when we say trading is personal development, there's a big focus that we have is on nervous system work, right? That's a big part of what we do. So we're going to teach you guys, if this is something for you, how to learn to regulate yourself before getting on charts. Because trust me, trading also isn't just finish work, get home, open up your laptop. We have routines for everything. Right? Because this is a performance skill set. Like any other performance, this is this. You get paid on your performance. So you've got to kind of figure out a way with all the tools and resources that's given to you to get yourself in a regulated state to trade. But it's also a case of what are you doing about your situation now to move forward, I guess, as well. Jenna, do you have anything to add to that question?
I don't like, everybody's going through shit. Like everybody's got shit to deal with. And that's not me taking away what you're going through and where you're at, but you're either going to use that as an excuse or you're going to use it as why. Because like my mentality, and again, it like SJ and I are very like we're like yin and yang, although very different. We're very, 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 very similar, and we've been through some shit, like in our life, like been through some serious shit, both in childhood and as an adult. So what I always say to myself is, you can be a victim of situations. Like shit happens, life happens. Everybody is a victim of plenty of situations, but it's whether you choose to stay a victim. That's the difference, right? It's whether you choose to stay in that mentality. And that is not me saying you're in that mentality. I'm just giving you perspective. If we constantly hide behind how we're feeling or not in a good place or this, that, we're constantly going to find another label or another excuse to hide behind. It's not the right time because of this. It's not the right time because of that. I'm having this happen to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I personally do is what I'm doing now going to get me closer to where I want to be? That's the questions I ask myself. So that's all I would ask you, is what you're doing now getting you closer to where you want to be? If it's not, you got to change it. Mm. It's like there's no sugarcoating it. And that, again, is not me not validating what you're going through, right? Validate your shit, feel your shit, but don't lose your shit. Like, that's my saying, right? Validate your shit, feel your shit, but don't lose your shit. Don't let it dictate how you move from that point. Like, the analogy of, like, the world, I've experienced a cold fucking world, I'm not gonna lie, in certain parts of my life, right? But I'm not cold. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I have so much love to give, care, give the last penny that I had, right? Because I didn't let what happened to me or what I was going through dictate how I move throughout life, how I treat people, what I want, all of that stuff. Because if I did, I'm just feeding what happened. I'm just giving control to everything else except myself. Does that make sense? So that it's not about being being perfect and being ready and being in such a healthy mindset, because you could wake up tomorrow and you could be like, I'm feeling fucking great, it's a happy day, all of this stuff. The next day you could be like, oh my God, there's a dark cloud hanging over me for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? Waiting to be ready, waiting to feel ready, waiting to be in a better emotional state is just an excuse we tell ourselves to not change, to not do something, because it's comfortable. It's comfortable, right? That's the way you got to look at it. So at the end of the day, it's not me is it unvalidating, devalidating, invalidating, it's not me invalidating what you're going through. It's just me asking you the question, is what you're doing now getting you closer to where you want to be? You can still feel your shit and validate your shit and still do something about it. Like, you can still heal and do shit. You don't have to, you can't heal and stay stuck. Does that make sense? So don't feel like you need to be ready. Don't feel like you need to be in perfect tip-top mental shape. Like, who is in perfect tip-top mental shape anyway? Everybody has shit going on. Like, everybody has, like, realistically, everybody has mental health going on. You just don't see it, right? Everybody handles it differently. So don't use and hide behind the excuse of, I don't feel ready, I don't, all of those things that what I call little bitch voice loves to tell ourselves, just because we're stepping into the unknown or doing something different or doing something new. And then we start to listen to that little bitch voice feed us all the doubt and then believe it. Right? So it really just comes down to doing something different to get different results. That's it.
We've got another question in the chat, private. When you both quit your jobs, was that to go trading full time, or did you make sure you had other income streams before you quit?
I personally had other income streams as well, so I could utilize both.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I can't remember what you did, SJ, but that
yeah,
was
I had
me.
many things. So, the stage I'm at with my trading now is the wealth creation side. So, Jenna and I have our distinct roles within Tradehouse. Mine is more so now dedicated to the wealth creation side. It's getting people right and tight with their money. Because one thing you see is people come in to trading because they want to make good money, right? People start businesses because of, you know, being of service and value and wanting to make money. But ultimately, because of the role our psychology plays with money, if you don't have that right, you're going to be, your subconscious is going to sabotage you in every way possible when you get the money. So for me right now, my avenue is more, and my passion is more now in, all right, guys, you've made the money. Now this is where we're going to put it. This is where we're going to maximize it. This is where, like, if we think about the average millionaire has 7 income streams, trading essentially is still earned income, right? You need to be thinking really big. Like, we're big on investing, passive income streams, property investing, crypto. You know, we've got a heavy emphasis on crypto next year, more specifically on Bitcoin. I saw Ed's eyebrow just rise. His background's in crypto. More specifically on the Bitcoin conversation. Okay. I believe everyone can be a fucking millionaire off Bitcoin if they just gave it the time of day. Period. So we're going to have a big conversation about that. So it's never about, we all had multiple income streams when we quit. Yes. A lot of people, what happens if they don't have their psychology around money right, then what happens is they come in guns blaring, they get really good, and they quit their job. And now everything is dependent on them making money in trading, right? And if your bills are reliant on your trading profits, what happens when the markets are having a slow week? Like December, for example, markets are typically a lot slower. I generally don't trade December. That is my month of review of the year, right? So what are you going to do for rent then? Type thing. So we always say have multiple income streams, and keep your job for as long as possible. You know, the thing is, if you don't like your job, go get a different one. A lot of people think like, because they've got their job and they don't like it, they have to stay. Like, go get a different one. You know, one of our girls, this is a bit of a private story, but I've told it before. One of our students was in a financially abusive relationship, right? She worked, her husband controlled absolutely everything to the point where he drove her to work, picked her up from work, friend isolation, all the things, right? When she first started with us, she couldn't afford to pay for mentorship because her husband tracked everything. So I literally gave her my login details and I'm like, learn this for free. Her boss was on board with this. Her boss would schedule her on for extra hours at work so she could learn to fucking trade, right? 6 months, 8 months or so, she became funded. It was like only on like a 30 or a 40, maybe $50,000 account. She grew enough of an emergency kitty to leave the relationship, right? So when I tell you that people come like not always in the best situations, but they definitely see this as something that can get them out of it. So it's really cool. Like when I say that this skill set can actually, it's doing good for the world, it's doing good for people's lives, like I'm not capping on that. Like it's legit, it's getting people out of horrific situations. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, if you don't enjoy your job and you want to get real and raw about trading, go find a different one that's not as demanding, not as distracting. A job where maybe you don't have as much responsibility, that doesn't demand much of you. It just pays you enough to get your fucking bills done, and go all in on this. See what happens. Go all in, fuck around and find out. That's what I like to say. Yeah. Any other questions? I think we're good for
guys. If you have like obviously we provided a lot of information and education, and it's probably information overload. You will get the recording as well, so feel free to watch it back and just retain as much as you can. And you might find you've got questions afterwards. You can feel free to message us on socials or just reply to the email that you got this link sent to and everything like that. SJ and I obviously both run that email, so we will see it and we will get back to you. Don't hesitate. What we always say is closed mouths don't get fed. So make sure you open them and ask questions. Is there any mindset or discipline materials? There's plenty.
I would start with our YouTube. Yeah, there's so much. Start with YouTube and then Mark Douglas.
Totally.
Our YouTube though. When I say ours, I mean like mine personally, but we're changing that to Tradehouse Australia. There's years worth of Tuesday night sessions from Mike, who's both of our mentors. And yeah, Ed just dropped Trading in the Zone. This is everyone's go-to book.
Yeah.
Initially.
Just like
it is the Bible.
The Bible. Now, again, don't go thinking just because you read this, you can go on the charts and just be like, well, I can do it. No, it doesn't work that way, but it is part of it. Big part of it. It is like a Bible, and oh, he's just great. He's just great, isn't he?
He's our psych daddy.
He's our psych daddy. And then, like, obviously, SJ and I teach trading psychology and personal development with our own spin of things and how it's implemented in our world and what we experience and what we interpret, and then, you know, spew to you guys. I don't know if that was a good word. Spew to you guys. And like anything, take what you want, leave what you don't. All of that good stuff.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We really appreciate your time. Jenna, love you, man.
Love you guys. Love you, team.
We're just a message away. You know, we're very approachable. So you can get us on Instagram, reply to the email when the recording comes out. Whatever questions you have, like, we're here to serve. We're here to make people love this skill because it's so amazing and we love it so much. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Jenna.